My name is Mike Milne, and I'm at Courtney Madison today. I'm going to do a little bit of a video walk around on a 2016 Mazda 3 sedan. This is in the GS trim level. This is probably the most popular trim level that Mazda has to offer for just about all of our vehicles now. It's in the middle, so it seems to be the most common. And anyway, this is the 2016 Mazda 3, and this has the Sky Active technology, which is high compression motors, reduced friction inside the engines, ultra high PSI injectors, elongated exhaust manifolds. The whole idea is to increase your power and get better fuel economy. If you drive this vehicle with the intention to get good fuel economy, you're going to get close to 60 miles per gallon. On the way from downtown Comox to downtown Campbell River, I drove this car. I have one of these cars and I drove mine, and I got 4.9 liters for every 100 kilometers as an average for that trip, which is it's about 58 miles per gallon. Anyways, so this is the Mazda 3. As you see here, it has a really nice headlight system. It's a projection halogen, and you've got signal lamps, lots of reflectors all the way around. This is incorporated into the Kodo design, which is basically they've reduced the gap. They've taken the gap lines from the hood to the bumper, and along the side of the vehicle here, you can see that it's got a really nice flow to it. Kind of sets it apart from the pack a little bit. The vehicle comes with a 16-inch aluminum wheel with a Bridgestone tire on it, and these tires are designed to get good fuel economy. There's also an M and an S rating on these tires, so you can drive this vehicle all year round up and down the Malahat. You're not doing anything illegal. It has a fully independent suspension system and four-wheel disc brakes. So what happens with a fully independent suspension system means that if you hit a pothole with one wheel, it doesn't jar the whole vehicle, because of course each wheel is moving independently of the other. So that's a really nice feature. Mazdas do build a car based upon the driving aspect of it, so they handle really nicely. They're like a sports car. Every single one of them feels very nice to drive. Probably the top reason why people do buy these cars at the end of the day is for reliability and their drivability. So they're a lot of fun to drive. So you got signal lamps on the outside of the mirrors, and these are a breakaway mirror. Breakaway mirrors are handy for ferries or tight spots. You know, oftentimes we cram these vehicles in so tight in the lot here that we have to pull the mirrors up just to get by them, and that's a really handy feature. These mirrors also have heat elements in them too. So when you hit the rear defrost button, that turns on your outside rear view mirrors. So if you're pulling out of your driveway in the morning and you need to get everything's frosted up, then what you do is you just turn on the rear defrost, and that turns on your outside rear view mirrors, and you're good to go. So these cars are also equipped with automatic headlights, rain sensing wipers, and that works off of the infrared system. The infrared detector up on the windshield here that picks up the change of light so that your windshield wipers will go on and off as needed. It also turns on your headlights. As soon as you get into underneath a canopy like this or go into a tunnel, that means your tail lights are on and your nighttime driving lights will turn on. Your dash will actually dim down for you, so it's not glaring bright in your face for the darker times. So here's the key for the car. These are these keys. There's actually no place to plug this into for the ignition to turn it on. It has a push button start. There is a key built inside here, so if and when the battery goes flat in here, you can still get in the car. You can still turn it on. Just to come into the store here, replace the battery. It's not a big deal. But on here as well, you've got lock, unlock, and trunk opener. So I'm just going to pop the trunk here, show you a little bit about the back end of the vehicle. So they give you a really good space in the back of the vehicle. You can fit a lot of equipment if you're into golfing or skiing, snowboarding, or anything like that. The rear seats do have a 60-40 split rear folding seat. So, and I've got the right side of the seat down here if you look inside here. So if you want to throw a snowboard up there or skis, or I don't know, if you're into pole vaulting, you can throw that right up the side there. On the back here as well, you've got your spare tire, tools and equipment, jack storage. The vehicles do come with roadside assistance for the first 3 years as well. So if you do get a flat or lock your keys in the car, run out of gas, and you do have a roadside assistance number that will come and help you out anywhere in North America. As soon as you go into Mexico, you got to get some different sort of roadside assistance. Anyways, so the back end of the vehicle here, and you've got releases for the seats, so you can pop them down. And on the trunk lid here, there's also a camera. So when you put it into reverse, it shows you clearly what's behind you, and it gives you great peripheral vision. You can actually see if you're pulled into a spot on 5th Street, you can see down the street if there's another truck beside you or something like that blocking your vision. This will give you a really good wide-angle lens to help you see who's coming behind you. Or, you know, just backing out of the driveway in the morning is oftentimes when you're least expecting the next door neighbor to be running across the street or whatever. So the camera is turned out to be a really helpful in this car for reversing. So moving along the side here, the back seat, nice big open doors, really nice cloth upholstery that they're putting back there. My upholstery's stood up very well over the last couple of years. It still looks new, and if you're looking at a Mazda, check out some of the older used ones. They stand the test of time really well, and everything holds up really well, and they're still fun to drive year after year after year. I'm just going to pop this seat up here, and you do have an armrest that pops down as well with cup holders in there. And there's a bit of a space for storage behind the seat, and you got bottle holders in the doors as well. For safety, these vehicles do get a top safety pick rating from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which means that it's a recommended buy if you're out there shopping for a vehicle. Safety first. So you got curtain airbags that drop down from the ceiling, and these curtain airbags, in the event of a side collision or rollover, will help protect the occupants inside the vehicle from flying glass and debris. Also will help protect you from hitting your head on the side of the door. And then up front as well, they also add the airbags out of the seats. So these airbags pop out of the seats. They protect you from your torso from side collision as well. And that's in that both front seats have those side airbags. The vehicle is also equipped with a dynamic stability and traction control system. So what that'll do is it'll help correct oversteer and understeer in emergency maneuvering. It'll also help eliminate wheel spin from takeoff and give you early indication of hydroplaning if you're on the highway. Everyone knows on the inland highway nowadays, they've got the perfect little grooves on them, collects water. It's easy to hydroplane, and this vehicle will give you a clear indication with a flashing light that you are losing traction, and that's part of the high-speed traction control system. The stability control system is great for emergency maneuvering. If you were to get into a situation where the vehicle started to oversteer, it'll help correct that by using yaw sensors and throttle control and brakes. So it'll really try to keep you on your intended path, and that's a big safety feature as well. So you got push button start, you got power windows and locks, power mirrors, you got a height adjustable seat, and in the seat here, the steering wheel also telescope, so you can move it in and out, up and down, and get to a perfect driving comfort level. I've driven this vehicle to Victoria and back and still felt great at the end of the day. I don't feel tired after driving this vehicle after several hours of driving. On the steering wheel here, you've got controls for your phone, so you can make calls by doing voice commands. You can pick up phone calls, you can end phone calls, or not take a phone call at all. You got an information display, you got volume control, and on this side you got cruise control. The thing I like about the cruise control in these cars is you can set the speed to whatever speed you want exactly by the kilometers per hour. There's a little indicator up on the dash here if you want to set it for 89 or 79, 81, 82, whatever speed you want to do, and you can adjust the speed here on the steering wheel. So it's a speed control, great for keeping away the speeding tickets, or because let's face it, it feels like you're going slower than you are in these cars, and certainly when you're traveling at 120 down the highway, it's nice to just be able to hit the speed control and away you go. It does have heated seats, it does have air conditioning. I'm just going to turn it on now. Push button start. Put your foot on the brake, push the start button. They're a little bit noisy at first, but once you're in the vehicle and it heats up, the noise level goes down very little. That's part of the SkyActiv technology in this vehicle. And once the catalytic converter heats up to a certain point, then it goes down to very little noise. You got heated seats, air conditioning, a 6-speed automatic transmission with a manual override, so great for coming down hills or checking your speed into a hot corner. I use that a lot. It's not the same as a manual transmission. You don't have a clutch, but it gives you the benefits of having a manual transmission. The number one thing that when I ask people what their favorite thing is about a manual transmission is control, and this gives you that control because you can, coming down Ryan Road Hill or the Malahat, you can put it down in second gear, and let the engine do the braking job for you instead of having to worry about hitting the brakes so much. Also great in the snow. Like if you're starting out and there's a lot of snow on the ground, you can put yourself into a lower gear like second, and it's a lot easier to move the car in a lower gear if it's really slippery out. One of my favorite things about these cars is the HMI Commander here. So this is a little, it's kind of like a bit of a controller. It's a controller for what's going on up on the screen up here. This is infotainment system. It's basically like adding a tablet to your vehicle. And you've got volume control. You can get into your music. You can get into your contacts here for your phone. It will play Spotify or any kind of app that you have on your phone for music. You can easily get through all that stuff here. And the feedback I've had on this is really, really positive. I love it myself. It's going to be hard to go back if they ever make any changes. It's just more natural, and your volume and everything is down here, right where your hand would naturally sit. Let's face it, you're supposed to drive at 10 and 2, but nobody does. Everyone's got one hand on the wheel, one hand down by the wherever on their armrest, and it's naturally there anyways. And there's no searching for buttons up on the dash. So that's a really cool feature. When you put it into reverse, as you can see here, a great big screen. It gives you great peripheral vision for backing out onto the street, or just if you're not sure what's behind you. So that's a little bit of the interior of the vehicle and the exterior. And if you guys have some time, come down and take one out for a test drive. If you're in the marketplace for a Mazda 3 or Honda Civic or anything else that's close to it and that's in this competitive marketplace, we'd love to show you what these all are all about. My name is Mike. Thank you very much. Have a great day.